If you're planning a trip to Lisbon, you need to know these 3 things about using public transportation. Lisbon is very hilly, and so while it may seem easy to walk everywhere, you'll quickly realize why using public transportation is essential. Plus, there are trams and lifts that are tourist destinations themselves. In this video, we'll share everything you need to know about using public transportation in Lisbon. There are 4 main modes of transportation within Lisbon: the metro, the bus, elevators and lifts, and the eléctrico or tram. The metro is most convenient for getting from the airport to the city center. The red line starts at the airport and connects to all 3 other lines, the green, yellow, and blue, so you can easily transfer and connect to whatever part of the city you're trying to reach. One ride on the metro costs €1.80, and you can easily pay by tapping your credit or debit card or by adding a pass or money to a Navegante card. The bus is also a convenient way to get around Lisbon, especially to areas that the metro doesn't go. One ride on the bus costs €2.10, and we actually use the bus more just because of the variety of routes and options. The elevators and lifts in Lisbon make navigating the hills easier on your legs, but many have become extremely popular. I'm looking at you, Santa Justa Lift, and are now tourist destinations, which makes them rather impractical as public transportation. 4 of the historic elevators are the Gloria funicular, the Bica funicular, the Santa Justa Lift, and the Lavra elevator. And there are a few modern additions like the Castello Lift, the Santa Lucia lift, and the Graça funicular. A ride on an elevator or lift will cost you €4.10, unless it's the Santa Justa lift, which will cost you €6, but also includes a viewpoint at the top. The iconic trams of Lisbon have also become a tourist attraction, especially tram 28 that runs through Alfama and Graça. While some people ride from start to finish on tram 28, I think you're better off using it as it's intended, just as public transportation to get where you want to go. And then once you're there, you can really enjoy and take in your surroundings better, rather than on a tram that may be crowded and you're going by really fast. So I recommend just taking it to get to Graça or Alfama if that's what you'd like to do. Just be aware that there can often be long lines and delays with the trams, as the streets are narrow, and if a car parks in the route, then the tram can't get by, so there's delays and problems like that. Buying a ticket on board the tram will cost you €3.10. While you can pay on board or at the turnstile for the metro, there are better and cheaper options. One of the problems with tapping on with your debit or credit card on the metro is that each individual must have their own card to pay. So if you're traveling as a family, or maybe you don't have enough cards for your entire group, then that can be a problem paying that way. Another way to pay is with a yellow Navegante card. You may hear or see these cards referred to as a Viaje card. That's what they used to be called, but they have since been renamed a Navegante card. Here is my Navegante card from our trip. It costs 50 cents, and then you can load a pass or money onto the card. If you load money onto the card and pay that way, it's referred to as zapping. When you pay this way on the tram, the bus, or the metro, you receive a discount, and each trip is only €1.61. You also get a discount on elevators, ferries, and trains, but it varies. If you're going to take public transportation 4 times or less in one day, then zapping is going to be the best choice. But if you're going to take public transportation 4 times or more in one day, then you'll want to get a day pass. A day pass costs €6.80, and you can use all of the modes of transportation that we've talked about: metro, bus, tram, and elevators and lifts, unlimited for 24 consecutive hours. It is for 24 consecutive hours and not just the calendar day. Unfortunately, a Navegante card cannot hold both money and a pass at the same time. So if one day you decide to use zapping to pay for transportation and the next day you want to get a pass, unless there is no money on that card, you won't be able to add the pass. One of the things that's a little annoying about zapping is you can only add money in specific quantities. So if you know you're only going to use the metro 8 times and you want to add exactly, €1.61 times 8, it's not gonna fit exactly into that quantity that you can add. So you always are gonna have a little bit of money left over. Which Lisbon is amazing, so you'll probably want to return and you'll use it eventually, right? In partnership with In Transit Guide, we've created a calculator to help you determine the best option for your trip. You plug in how many times you plan on taking the metro, bus, tram, and elevators, and then answer a few additional questions, and we estimate the cost for each option. For example, on our trip, we took the metro once to Lisbon from the airport. Then we took the bus 6 times, the tram once, and we rode the Santa Justa lift. Plus, we didn't already have a Navigante card, and our trip was 2 days. We press calculate and see that getting a day pass is the cheapest option, which is what we did. If you're finding this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos. The Lisboa Card is a pass that includes public transportation, free entrance to some museums and attractions, and a discount on others. The card is only worth it, in my opinion, if you're planning on visiting a lot of the museums and attractions that are free with the card. For example, if you're planning on visiting for 2 days and you want to visit the Jerónimos Monastery, the Belém Tower, and the San Jorge Castle, plus 2 24-hour public transportation passes would cost you €48.60. But a 2-day Lisboa card purchased online will cost you €41.80. So you would save a bit of money that way. Not every museum and attraction in Lisbon is included for free with the card or has a decent discount. Some are only like a 10% discount. To see if the card is worth it for you, you'll want to determine which attractions and museums you want to visit and figure out how much those would cost, and then add it to a 2-day public transportation pass or however much you would spend zapping getting around to these places, and just compare it to see which one makes the most sense. There is a discount for purchasing the Lisboa card online. A 1-day pass is €27, but purchased online it's only €25.65. A 2-day pass is €44, but purchased online it is €41.80, and a 3-day pass is €55 or €51.60 if purchased online. You can then pick up the pass at the Lisbon airport or in central Lisbon or in Sintra. Transportation to Sintra is included with the card as well if you're planning on doing a day trip or heading out that way, but none of the palaces are included. They do have a discount, it's like 10 to 15%. If you're going to use one of your days of the Lisboa card to go to Sintra, just make sure you double check that you are getting the most for your money and that it wouldn't be cheaper to just pay the €5 to go to Sintra, since the train is really affordable. If you really value convenience, then the Lisboa card could work for you as well, even if you're not quite going to be getting your money's worth. It's very simple. You pick it up and then you use it to tap onto pretty much whatever public transportation you want. Public transportation in Lisbon is plentiful and easy to use, especially with such an affordable day pass option. Now that you have this guide, you are ready to head out and explore Lisbon on public transportation. Check out our 2-day Lisbon itinerary on a budget and subscribe for our upcoming video of a 6-day itinerary in the Lisbon area. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.